The date May 28th of 2000 will forever change the history of Limestone College men's lacrosse. It's when the Saints upended heavy favorite LIU CW Post 10-9 to claim the program's first ever NCAA Division II men's national championship. And of course, believe it or not, this is the 20th anniversary of when Limestone men's lacrosse stunned the world. I'm Fabian Fuentes. Great to have you with us. We're going to talk with a lot of folks. We're going to talk with players, Coach Mike Serino, about what happened on that very special day up in Maryland. But right now, let's talk with a beat writer from the Spartanburg Herald Journal who covered that historic 2000 season in Todd Shanesy. Todd, good to see you.
Good to see you too. 20 years, we're getting old, right?
We sure are. More gray hair. But thank you for joining us. Lacrosse was unfamiliar to the South in 2000. What was it that drew you and the Spartanburg Herald to run such great coverage of that season?
Well, it was unfamiliar to me too. I did a preview story for the season. I think probably Coach Serino talked me into that. And they just, I knew nothing about lacrosse. I knew absolutely nothing. My stories, I think, were probably pretty awful because I didn't know terminology. I didn't know even what the equipment was. So that, I just started writing stories, and they just, these just were so good. I got, really to know the players, which I thought was really cool. One of the things, people compared lacrosse to hockey, but to me, when I first saw it, I thought it was more like basketball, actually. You could see the drives to the net and spin moves and behind the back passes. And I was a basketball guy, so I could see that aspect of it a lot. I liked it because it was really tough. I thought it was as violent as football, which is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Guys were out there hitting each other with sticks.
Yes.
Really. When I took my oldest son to a game, I think he was about 10, and that year, during that season, and he said, "Dad, what's a penalty?" And I said, "I don't know. I just don't know yet." But they just kept beating people, and it was fun to watch. They were beating people so bad, it almost looked too easy. I remember Nick Carlson getting close to the net, 3 feet away from the goalie, one-on-one, and just kind of hesitating, like, well, I'm here. I might as well score. So, he would just score so easy and do the little, Michael Jordan shrug, and they just, they made it all the way to the championship game that year. Nobody really saw that coming outside of Limestone, I don't think. And they made the championship game, and my sports editor said, "Well, we got to go." So I went.
It was a fantastic experience. Had over 2,000 folks in attendance, which was a sellout. It was a standing room only crowd. You've been covering Limestone Athletics for a long time. You're in the Hall of Fame.
Does that expire, by the way?
Yeah. What was that?
Does it expire? I'm still in, right?
No, yeah, you're still in.
Okay.
You're still in. Just keep providing the good, the fantastic stuff.
Okay.
No, but, well earned. But you go back and you take a look, Todd, at that 2000 national championship team. Did you ever believe that, tiny Limestone here in Gaffney, South Carolina, would be playing for an NCAA lacrosse national championship?
No, I don't think a whole lot of people did. And what I did know about lacrosse was that the power was in the Northeast, and Limestone was a total surprise. That year, I think they had changed the rules, and Limestone went as the representative of the South. And to that point, the southernmost team was in Pennsylvania, I think. I think that was maybe a way to grow the sport, but Limestone had an easy road because they didn't have to go through a tournament or a Final Four. They were just automatically in that game by being the number one team in what was considered the South. So I don't think anybody gave them a chance. And, I remember that day because they didn't have to play in these teams from the Northeast, these powerful teams. And I remember preseason on game day, people standing around during warmups telling Limestone guys, they just go home. You don't belong here. You don't deserve this. Just go home. You're going to be embarrassed. And it did not happen. Limestone won that game and changed a lot of things.
a heavy underdog were the Saints going in and then got the 10-9 win. But from a media perspective, what do you think the 2000 men's lacrosse championship did to put not only the lacrosse program here at Limestone on the map, but the college overall?
Well, I think it changed everything. Like I say, I mean, the program itself, I think the program got respect from that first championship right away. I don't think people thought it was a fluke. They were surprised, but I don't think they saw it was a fluke. Limestone won again in 2002. Probably could have won 3 in a row. That 2001, they might have won that one too. But they went on to be the dominant Division II program for the next 2 decades. I mean, nobody's matched what they've done. So it changed everything as far as lacrosse, but I think it built other sports as well. I think it made people know where Limestone is. You go across the country and people know where Limestone is, which is kind of amazing when you're far away from home. I think the most important thing to me was the growth of high school lacrosse. And I really think that started with those early Limestone teams. People got excited about it. They saw it. They were introduced to the sport like I was. And a lot of kids started playing lacrosse. And now, back then, no high schools played. I think maybe Charlotte had a private school team, but nobody else played it in the South. And now almost every school plays lacrosse.
Yeah, we're seeing the growth down in Greenville and also Spartanburg counties. Listen, Todd, very kind for you to join us to help us reminisce on the 20th anniversary of the first NCAA Division II championship in the history of Limestone men's lacrosse. Always great to see you, and thank you for all that you've done for Limestone College athletics over the course of the years.
Thank you, too. Thanks for having me.
All right, Todd Shanesy of the Spartanburg Herald helping us take a look back 20 years later after Limestone's men's lacrosse national championship.